Hey guys, what's happening? William Furno here today. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm here today with a LEGO BIONICLE 2023 product review for you guys. Now this is the one and only, this is the one and only LEGO BIONICLE set to release in 2023, and this will probably be the only BIONICLE set to release for a long time, if not ever. For those of you who don't know, which all of you should know, this was sort of a promotional set given away at LEGO shops earlier this year if you spent over a certain amount on certain themes. So you couldn't actually buy this set off the shelf, you had to spend a certain amount of money at the LEGO store to get it, and you had to buy specific themes, so they're being very stingy about it, but it's glorious. I mean, look at this thing. It's basically like a modern recreation of what the OG BIONICLE aesthetic was back in the early 2000s. I mean, you have this simple, laid-back kind of box design, box structure here that's really reminiscent of that OG BIONICLE time. And I think it is just incredible to see this and to see that LEGO took the time to even make this at all, even though it probably realistically isn't super profitable for them anymore. But what's even more impressive is the fact that they were able to capture this nostalgia, able to capture this this era of BIONICLE, this era of LEGO, with a modern day LEGO brick redesign instead of using the character creature building system or the action figure building system they had in place before. So this is very surreal to me to be back reviewing a product for you guys again. This is the first time I reviewed a new product since the cancellation of BIONICLE in 2016. I did do the LEGO Celebration set last year, but I don't really count that, man. That was just a little two-piece LEGO Tahu. So this is much more monumental. I'm very excited to have this in hand. I'm gonna go ahead, open up the box, take a look at it for you guys, build it, and then we'll just talk about it a little bit. Here we have the instruction booklet. Very simple stuff here, just literally no ads whatsoever. Again, promotional. They probably didn't think too hard about this type of thing. Wow, this is cool. I did not know this was in here. This is a recreation of the original BIONICLE ad in 2001. This is, man, that's awesome to see. Okay, wow. Again, more recreation of the original Legend of BIONICLE here. We got a lot of graphics alluding to the Toa's arrival on Mata Nui. Love that they included Takua in this set as well. That's something that you're not really seeing with the buildable figures these days, is they don't have like extras with them like BIONICLE and Hero Factory used to, but that is nice to see that here. Your standard instruction stuff. Okay, yeah, so pretty standard stuff. And it comes with a few bags here of parts. I'm just gonna go ahead and build it, and then I'll get back to you guys in a sec. Okay guys, I'm back from the build here, and so we have the completed set with 3 components here. We have Tahu on his lava board, surfing on the lava. We have Takua with a, crap man, I can't remember the friggin', the name of the game here. The game that they play, shoot, I literally can't remember it, but he's holding a disc from that game. Coley? No, that's the one with the, golly, I can't remember, I'm sorry. Call me a fake fan. It's just been so long since I've taken the time to brush up on my BIONICLE knowledge and lore. Then here we have what I believe to be a recreation of the Mata Nui stone, I think, or just a garnish to the set. I think that's what it's called, the Mata Nui stone. I am not positive on that, but I think that's what that is supposed to be. Right off the bat here, I can tell LEGO cared about this, and that is really, really great to see, because obviously it's been kind of a tough crowd lately with BIONICLE. Of course, G2 sort of failed. I wouldn't say it bombed, but it kind of did. So, you know, not the greatest taste probably left in LEGO's mouth, and so we clamored for a tribute set after 20 years of BIONICLE, and I honestly think this is more than enough. I know that I was one of the ones to vouch for the LEGO Ideas set from a few years back. I think that fell through because they were planning something like this, and also that set would have been very demanding on the production line. This is a bit smaller of a set. This is a bit more realistic to pull off. And for, like, as I was building it, the one thing I really enjoyed about the build is that the attention to detail here, I can really tell that they cared about what they were producing here for us. So let's take a quick look at the components. I'm getting used to this new camera. I'm sorry if the lens doesn't focus on things. I need to get a shorter lens. I'm using too long of a lens for this type of thing. But here is Takua. What I really appreciate is that the head, the face plates, they're prints And I like that they paid attention to the eyes and the color that they would have been on the original set. I don't know if his eyes would have been that color on the original set, but I at least like that they paid attention to that detail. And I like how they definitely just kind of tried to emulate the aesthetic of the Taraga. And specifically this would have been the McDonald's toy, which is so fun to see them actually build this out in brick format. But yeah, incredibly cool. Very happy with how he turned out. This was a little garnish. Again, I think it's supposed to be the Motunui stone. I think it was supposed to be that symbolic of the spirit of Motunui. I think that's what it's supposed to be. But the main event here is Tahu, of course. Now, what's incredibly cool is that with this set, we get something that we actually didn't get way back when. And I say we as if I actually grew up in that day and age, but I was not even born yet when Tahu first debuted. But we do get the lava board here that he surfs on, and we get some of the lava underneath, and it's kind of like a pedestal that he stands on here. I think that is so fun, so cool. They did not have to include all this, but they did anyway. But I'm gonna take him off of here because I think the main event is to just look at how he was designed in this brick format. So let's take him off. He attaches with two pins in his feet. Very simple, very easy to detach. Again, my camera is having issues with focus. I'm sorry about that, but here it is. It's actually like attached to the base, so it's not just sitting freely. That's really cool for display purposes. Again, I really like that. I also like the color aesthetic that they chose here, this kind of muted dirt color they used for this as well. And yeah, it just all flows very nicely. But let's move those off. Let's look at Tahu here for a second, because again, he's the main event. He's the reason we're here. Again, just the attention to detail. While I was building it, I was like, this feels like they really looked, and again, they would have to. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but they really looked at the original Tahu set, and they thought to themselves, how can we recreate this like as accurately as possible with bricks instead of the action figure building system that they had developed for so many years. And I think this is near perfect in terms of execution. I honestly thought when I was looking at the box, for some reason I thought this right here, this is detail under his chin. This is actually just detail. I thought it was actual gears when I got the set in the mail. So that's interesting that there's no gearbox, but at the same time, it's like, you know, this being able to move the shoulders freely and pose him a little more sophisticated in different ways is kind of a decent trade-off, I think. I know that this set specifically isn't meant for like new fans to hop on BIONICLE. It's more of a tribute, so I don't think playability is that big of a deal here. Of course, we got his fire sword here. We even have the little ball joint in this chest to symbolize the armor, I think. I always found that to be an interesting design choice on the original set, but again, they really stressed accuracy with this, so that is there. The back is nothing too special. Pink eyes. Now, I think he did have pink eyes, didn't he? I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure he did. But they tried to recreate that here. Overall, I am quite pleased with how they pulled this off. I think this is about as complete of a mini BIONICLE tribute as you can get. It's not overdoing anything. It's not over the top. It's definitely meant to be sort of an add-on, just kind of a one-shot. But I'm going to talk quickly now about what I think this could imply, what I hope it implies, what it could mean for the future of the LEGO action figure building system. Now, I truly don't think BIONICLE is going to come back in the same way that it did. I don't even think BIONICLE as a brand will return to the LEGO theme set. I don't think that the profitability of these characters really exists anymore. I think even though kids growing up now probably don't even know who Tahu is, and so they could do a whole reboot and really not have to explain anything, but I don't think they're going to do that because the BIONICLE line has always stressed such an importance on lore, and I just don't think that is looking very profitable these days. I know they have Ninjago. I haven't really kept up with the LEGO, like the theme, all the lines they're doing right now. I know they make a lot of money off of third-party IPs and all that, but I don't think LEGO would jump at the chance to take a huge risk like they did with BIONICLE back in the day again. You know what I mean? And it certainly would not be the CCBS system that we all came to know and love growing up. It would be something like this. And so to this point, I think this is really cool. I think this is potentially profitable. I think if they made a whole line of of action figures about this size without all of these extra garnishes and stuff. I don't know how many pieces and how much money it takes to produce this one single Tahu without everything else in the box. But I think a huge problem with G2 was how expensive those sets were getting, and especially right now in this day and age, you know, not to get with economics with you guys, but everything's more expensive these days. And so I just remember being able to go into Target or Walmart and get the Hero Factory heroes, like the line of 6 of them. You could walk in with 30, 40 bucks, you know, and you could get all 6. And by the time G2 ended, you were spending well over $100 to get all your favorite heroes, all your favorite characters. And so I think that was a poor decision on their part to make such big and bombastic Toa with the last line. Am I thankful to have them? Of course I am. They're super cool. But is this more realistic? 100%. If this was at a $10 to $15 price point, you know, I'm stressing the 10 part. If they made these types of characters at $10, I could see a Bionicle type line coming back. Like, probably not Bionicle, but probably not Hero Factory, but something like this. I could see this thriving in today's toy climate and the way Lego runs things. And I know maybe you've seen pictures on my social media. I don't know how often I post, but I have the Spider-Man themed action figure sets, the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Venom ones. Those are really cool, but again, they're at kind of an unattainable price point for the average Lego enjoyer. Like, if you wanted to get all 3 of them, you're spending about 80 bucks, 85 bucks, or I'm sorry, 60, 65 bucks, 70 bucks. That's how much you'd spend to get all 3 of them. That's just 3 characters. But if you're trying to market this towards kids and you're trying to say, hey, here's attainable action figures that you can really get, you can get them for Christmas, you can get a bunch for your birthday, this is near perfect. This is a near perfect way to do that. And I really love how they've adapted the character creature building system into these miniature ball and socket joints. I mean, this isn't very different from what they had. It's just smaller in scale. So yeah, I think this is overall a very promising set. I don't think it means Bionicle's coming back. I do think it means Lego might be experimenting more with this idea in general. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure to go back to Furno Studios for this video for you guys. I hope to see you guys again. Don't know when it'll be, but thank you for watching.